I'm Chartered, your accounting tutor. In today's video, mind you, we are going to continue solving questions or the illustration on 3-column cash book. More of the illustration will be solved today. Let's look at on the 15th of March 2026, sold goods on credit to Success Limited 60,000. Mind you, I told you that anytime you see credit under cash book, please don't record the transaction into the cash book, because cash book deals with only cash transaction. So any transaction that is on credit should not find a place in the cash book, should not be recorded. So this transaction will not be recorded in the cash book. Quickly move to the next one. They will now say took cash of 50,000 from bank for business use. This is what is called contra entry. We are taking money from the bank for business use. That is where bank is giving and cash is receiving. Mind you, I told you that a contra entry is an entry whereby either money moves from bank into the business or from business to bank. And here, the purpose should not be mentioned. I'm still emphasizing. If the purpose of moving money from the bank for business is to pay rent or electricity or anything, please, it is not contra entry. But now, money is just moved from bank into the business for keep, so that it can be used for any other, any purpose. That is when it's contra entry. So this type of transaction is contra entry because bank is giving and cash is receiving, and the two accounts are under one account called the cash book. So let's see how we record the contra entry. Please, don't forget to always start with the giver. Here, the two accounts are in one place, and the principle of double entry is fully here now. Now, we are saying that start with the giver account. The giver account is bank. Bank is the giver account because we now say that money is taken from the bank. That means bank is a giver account. You now say bank as a giver account is giving cash to the business. And how much is that? It's 50,000. This sign represents contra entry. Either you put normal C or you can cross it. It's the sign for contra entry. So bank is giving, and then the cash will be here because it's giving and cash will be receiving 50,000. They will now come to the debit side, which is the receiver account. The receiver account now is cash. Mind you, I told you that if you now come to the receiver or the giver, hold the other account constant. Like in this side, cash was hold constant. You behave as if this column is not there. You suspend it so that you don't make mistake by saying bank is giving to cash 50,000. Because some learners we made mistake by saying because cash in particular, the amount is here. But if you hold this constant, you know that as money is going out of cash to out of bank to cash, it must be recorded on the bank. So quickly, here the receiver account is cash, and then bank will be held constant. We now say cash is receiving from bank, and this contra entry and the amount settled into cash for the business to use for any purpose they want to use, and this become contra entry. Next, we go to the next one and say cash sales paid directly into the bank. How much is 10,000? Most learners feel that this should be a contra entry. It is not a contra entry. I want to clarify something here. When we talk of transaction recorded under the bank column, these are transactions that are being paid by check or being received by check. It's either the business drew a check or wrote a check and issued to a supplier or any person, then you record under cash. Or the business received check from a customer. That is when you record under bank. But in this situation, cash was received, not check, neither transfer by bank. Then it means this should be under cash. But it's not under cash because cash was received, but it is the policy of the business that cash should not be maintained in the business. It should be deposited in the bank. Although check was not received, neither a transfer, it was cash, but it was deposited into the bank. So it is neither cash received, then put it into the bank. And that is why we are now saying cash says paid directly to the bank, though it was not check, neither a bank transfer, but you are going to put on the bank because the money was deposited into bank. So here, it is going to be debited, and so the contract now say on this fateful date, which is on the 18th of March 26, we're now saying sales have been made and money have been received. But that cash did not settle into the cash of the business, but settled into the bank. And that is why the transaction is recorded the amount is recorded into account because it was cash, but it was not into the business, but the amount was settled into the bank account for the business. Then finally here, on today, we're going to say paid AYZ Limited the amount owed 20,000 after deducting a discount of 2%. Here we are saying the business is to pay AYZ, that's chartered business to pay AYZ, the amount owing to AYZ 20. If you recall, we were owing AYZ 20,000. Now we are paying. But before the business should pay, a discount of 2% was received. That is, the discount was given by AYZ while the business was receiving the discount. Then come here and show your working. Now the AYZ discount received, that is the discount receipt that was received from AYZ. Working out 2% means 2 over 100 times the amount owed to AYZ with the business. If you do this, you get 400. They now come and deduct. The actual amount on AYZ was 20,000 minus the discount of 400. Then the amount that is remaining is 19,600. Mind you, the actual amount owed by the business is called the gross amount. The gross amount. After you deduct a discount of 400, the difference is called the net amount. So the net amount now becomes 19,600. All we know that the business is paying, and then the money, the transaction will be recorded in the credit side of the card book. Anytime there's payment, don't forget to record in the credit side of the card book or cash is given. Then on this fateful date, which is on the 19th of March 2026, if the business is paying cash to AYZ Limited. And you can see the folio have changed, and this is purchase ledger 1. Purchase ledger 1. Purchase ledger 1 means this is a payment to a supplier or a payment on goods purchased on credit. So anytime there's a payment on goods purchased on credit, it should be purchase ledger. Don't worry, I'm coming to have a full class or a full video that will treat folio. How folio are handled in double entry via the books of original entry. So even if you don't understand, follow my video so that you understand how folio will be. Likewise, what happened here in folio? Some learners will be confused because the folio was trying to follow a serial order, but now we are repeating 9. Meaning, if you look at it up here, so that sales was general ledger 9. So now that we're going to record sales again, the folio was still general ledger 9. You cannot say general ledger 10 or 11. No, you have to go back and use the same ledger number that the item or the account was having. And that is why sales is still general ledger 1. But don't worry, I'm going to have a full class to treat folio, which most learners find it difficult to handle in accounting. I'm going to do justice to that, don't worry. Now, we come here and say, on this date, 19th of March 2026, the business pay AYZ Limited, which is purchase ledger 1, and then the discount that was received on that day was 400. From minus the 400 from the 20,000, the net amount will be paid, which is paid by cash, 19,600. Please, don't forget to follow this video because we are now coming to most transactions that are confusing to most learners, and as you miss it, you'll not be able to understand it. More of the transaction or more of the entries that are challenging to students will be treated and all the explanation will be given. So don't forget to follow my video, share it to learners that have challenges in this area, comment, ask questions. I will come back to address it in the way you want and the way you understand. I am Chartered, your accounting tutor. Thank you.